It's the problem of being old. Anyway, hello neighbor. They've asked me to speak, and I'm afraid that I was kind of a shotgun. They're afraid that I was going to talk too long. So I'm going to try and behave myself. Okay, now can you hear me? Okay. Can you?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. All right, okay. Well, after I received a letter from a letter of acceptance from Peace Corps, at the time I was 60 years old and I was giddy as a teenager. I was so absolutely pleased and surprised that they chose me to be in Peace Corps. I felt honored to be Peace Corps volunteer like a soldier. I was an employee of my country. The Peace Corps volunteers even were issued a special passport that identified each one of us as an employee of the United States. And I just thought that was the greatest thing in the world. Anyway, for years I had been starstruck by the Peace Corps motto, the greatest job I ever loved. It sounded so romantic to me, so idealistic and so adventuresome. But during my first year as a Peace Corps volunteer, I became intimately acquainted with isolation, loneliness, and stress. That motto took on a much deeper meaning to me and a big awakening. And the one thing that we all Peace Corps volunteers had in common, we were homesick. I was homesick, even though my husband was dead and I still had grandkids and kids. And everyone I talked to, we were homesick always. So thank goodness that I had learned early in life that doing anything worthwhile may not be easy. However, in a long run, it would be rewarding. Looking back on the 2 years I spent in Hungary, I would not trade my Peace Corps experience for all the highest paying position in the world. Along with hard work and many sacrifices, I was presented with many great opportunities that otherwise I never would have had. I traveled halfway around the world and through some parts of Europe. I had the chance to return to Kiev, Ukraine, where I was born. I was taken out of Kiev, Ukraine when I was not quite 8.5 years old. They loaded us up on cattle cars and took us to concentration camp. So I just wanted to see Kiev, and I wanted to see where my grandparents were buried, but it was all sort of lost. I learned new language. I met many wonderful, dedicated PC volunteers who became like family to me. The many Hungarian friends I made are still close to me. My colleagues were good friends to me, and my students liked me. The following letter is an example of many letters that I received from Hungary. This girl who wrote me a letter, she was in my 7th and 8th grade English class, but very studious and worked hard. But I didn't know what she was really thinking. And they're kind of like our American early pioneers. They never complimented you. I never knew whether I was doing well or not. I just was doing it. Anyway, but here's her letter to me. Dear Lorrisa, it was great to hear from you. Thank you for your nice letter and pictures. I want you to know that you were the person who made me love English, and I began to like America because of you. I didn't know about you and your husband, and what she meant that when I got home, I got married, and of course the news got back to Hungary, and they were all surprised. Old Mrs. Wilhelm was married. Congratulations, be happy together all the time. I was very happy that I was very happy when I read about your book. It's marvelous. If my letter is good enough, you can put it in your book. I'm going to visit Somadi if you finish the book and read it. I would like to read it. It must be great because you wrote it. I would like to thank you for your love you gave us. I hope that you and your family will be happy and successful that all the time. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Love, Orshi. And it's just many of the kids, and the way I found out that is by the letters, because I never knew quite where I stood. The Peace Corps is highly respected in all countries where they have served. The new Peace Corps volunteers were well respected because of the good reputation that the former Peace Corps volunteers have established for us. However, before our 2 years were up, 11 out of 54 Peace Corps volunteers in our group left the service early for various reasons: health, stress, homesickness, inability to learn a new language and adjust to it. But for me, leaving before my term was up was never an option. It would have been like deserting my comrades in arms and their post. I am grateful that it is my nature to finish what I began, no matter how difficult it is. On June 1995, when the new group of Peace Corps volunteers arrived in Hungary, I was glad to see their fresh and eager faces, and I thought, yeah, you can relate to me. They were just so eager, and I thought to myself, I can't believe I was like that too. I was happy that I had successfully completed my first year of service. I was even happier to know that I had only 1 more year left to go. And see, the homesickness weaves itself all the way through it. My time as Peace Corps volunteer was the most rewarding 2 years of my life, and I count this service as my greatest accomplishment. No Peace Corps volunteer could bring hers or his service to successful conclusion without the help of many people and numerous service groups. Peace Corps Peace Corps organization, of course. My host family in Ketchkamet, they were my first host family. We trained for 3 months in Ketchkamet, and then they hauled me off into a village named Komadi that was way in the corner, away from everybody. And I thought to myself, somebody has a vendetta against me. I couldn't understand why they put me there alone, you know. And this old lady, but later on I found out that they thought I was the only tough enough person to survive it, and I did survive it. And I wished I knew it from the beginning, but I always found it out afterwards. Anyway, and then the Komadi school system was another group that supported and helped us. Itza, my wonderful coordinator, many more brave and wonderful Hungarian friends, Clary and Gabi, they were helpful too. They were all instrumental in my success, in their own place, their own time, and their own way. They helped me to do my job better and helped me to overcome any obstacles that lay in my way. After I returned home, I could not get Komadi and its people out of my mind. In the name of the United States, I had wanted to teach Hungarian children and help Hungarian people. I want to say it was kind of a selfish thing that I joined Peace Corps, because I was so grateful that American soldiers rescued us from the concentration camp, and I was so grateful that they took us to America, and I was so grateful that I was able to go to high school. Well, I started in 8th grade actually, and finish high school, and everything all along the way, and then America adopted me. I became the citizen of the country, and I had this tremendous gratitude in my heart for America, and that's why I wanted to join Peace Corps, besides other reasons, is to pay my debt of gratitude to America. But kindness is like a smile. Think about it. You cannot give it away. It always comes back to you. I could not outdo the people of Komadi. Out of the depths of their big hearts, they gave back to me tenfold. They were just so responsive, and I think maybe They were telling me, but I